Tiger Network from Learfield. This is Tiger Talk, presented by Bud's Classic Barbecue, located on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Also brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now live from Bud's Classic Barbecue, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Hey, good evening and welcome to the show from Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia. Coach Eliah Drinkwitz is alongside. I'm Mike Kelly. Jacob Peeler, Missouri's wide receivers coach, will join us at the bottom of the hour, and then we'll close the show as we'll visit with Josh Manning, the Tigers wide receiver from Kansas City, Missouri. He'll be with us coming up at about 7:50 this evening. Glad you're with us tonight for Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia, across from the J School. Barbecue done right, open 7 days a week. Let them do the cooking while you make the memories. Also want to thank Mizzou's premier partners, MU Healthcare and Shelter Insurance. Glad to have you alongside, not only here in person on the radio, but also if you're watching tonight on Matrix Midwest. Also go there for the exclusive pre- and post-game show for Mizzou football each week. Mizzou Live, presented by Patient. You can check your local listings. Coach Eliah Drinkwitz is alongside his team at home coming up on Saturday. 6:45 is the kickoff. It's sold out for Rowe Field in Columbia as Missouri will take on the Oklahoma Sooners. Tigers and the Sooners coming up this Saturday, 6:45, 11th consecutive sellout. Fans are encouraged to
wear black.
Wear black. Of course, this isn't black, but that's what they're supposed to wear. How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. We've had a really good bye week, had a really good Toughness Tuesday today. Our guys are excited about the opportunity. Obviously, a night game at home in the SEC against a really quality opponent. Sold out for Rowe Field. Very excited about that opportunity. You know, last year we didn't really have any night sellout games. We kind of transitioned tonight. We had those 2:30 CBS games. So this is a really cool opportunity for us, and I know the fans will be excited and loud, and I know our team will be ready to respond.
I'm curious about the bye week because, of course, this is the second bye week that you had. So from a preparation standpoint, from a scheduling standpoint internally, did this bye week look different than the one earlier in the season because of where you are in the season?
Yeah, obviously it needed to look a little bit different just because of the health of our team and trying to get certain guys back. But it's also a developmental opportunity for our younger guys and continue to develop the bottom two-thirds of our roster. So did some self-scout work, did some prep work on upcoming opponents. Good on good work, and then everybody got the weekend off. I felt like, get away, and we did some recruiting on Friday, and then back at it Sunday night.
I want to get to recruiting coming up in our next segment, but let's stay with this team. All right, so 6-2 on the season.
Yep.
As you enter the month of November, which a lot of coaches have a variety of different ways to look at November, phrases that are associated with it. But 6-2 with 4 games left and a lot in front of you.
Yeah, just came out. We were ranked number 24 in the college football playoff, and so that's a testament to our team to be ranked in the first ever college football playoff. I think is a pretty cool accomplishment for us to be being discussed as a program during the month of November and being relevant is exactly where we want to be. And now it's our opportunity to take advantage of that. And so we don't control anything but how we play. And so for us, it's all about taking advantage of the opportunity Saturday night.
How often do you meet with the leadership on your team just to kind of get a scope of where things are internally inside the locker room?
Yeah, we have captains meetings weekly, and then I pull individual players out all throughout the week and just visit with those guys, and then we have team meetings 4 times a week.
What's been your message to those guys from just in terms of, I don't want to say keeping the team together because that wouldn't be accurate, but just in terms of again the position you're in, the opportunity in front of you.
Yeah, there's 3 things you never get back, right? You never get the spoken word, you never get time, and you never get opportunity back. And so we have an opportunity in front of us, and so that was really been the message to our guys. Our message last week was to be relentless and don't give in to the negative or the despair. Just be relentless in our opportunity to go attack the day and attack our preparation, and understand that when you're being relentless, there's going to be times and opportunities for growth. There's going to be setbacks when you face adversity, but you have to be relentless in how you approach those. And I felt like our team is very excited. I think we're in a good position. Obviously, we're going to have challenges this week, trying to get people back healthy, trying to play a team that's got, some unknowns with a new coordinator, and they're getting healthy. So it'll be a fun matchup and a fun challenge.
terms of injuries, the report that the first filing comes out tomorrow, I believe, right? The SEC injury report. Yep. So in terms of filing the guidelines of talking about injuries or releasing injuries based on the timing of that report, why is that advantageous to you as a head coach with your program? In terms of not talking about injuries until then?
Well, because coaches are usually done with their preparation, not all of it, but your game plan prep up until Wednesday night. And so, if we announce something prematurely and you don't have the game plan for those guys, I think that's on both sides of the ball. That's an advantage for both sides. I'm very optimistic about this week, and I feel very good about the health of our team, and we just got to continue to take a step each day.
You mentioned the excitement of having a night game, and we talked about this briefly. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week because you weren't here.
Yeah.
But the 12th consecutive sellout, the fact that we were able to officially announce that the Arkansas game is sold out, 12 consecutive sellouts with the Arkansas game, every home game this season sold out at Faurot Field. I said something to you earlier in the season, and you were kind of just tunnel vision on the now. Take us inside, though, where you are, looking back on where you came from in terms of the attendance when you arrived and where we are right now.
Well, I mean, it's been a process and growth, and the fans have really responded to the work that our coaching staff and our players have put in, right? If you build it, they will come. And look, we've had some hard days. We've had some tough days in that stadium, and we've had some awesome days. And so for the fans to believe in what we're doing, it's not always been pretty, but they're believing, and we appreciate that belief and growth. I mean, obviously my first year was COVID, but I remember stories about previous head coaches and stuff trying to buy tickets and hand them out just so guys would have a big senior day, big enough crowd for senior day, and now we're past that. We've had sellouts the last two senior days, and we've sold out every game since K-State last year, so it's really an awesome thing.
To your point, I remember in 1997 sitting in a senior staff meeting inside the athletic department talking about an upcoming senior day against Baylor, team bowl eligible for the first time after snapping a streak of 13 consecutive losing seasons, and it's like, okay, what can we expect in the crowd? Well, it's the start of deer season.
Yeah.
And so you automatically take so many people off of the opportunity, our fans out of the equation at that point in time. So it's neat to see the consistency, at least from my long-term perspective.
Yeah, and this Saturday is going to be a huge weekend for us in recruiting. We've got a bunch of unofficial visitors. We got top players from around the country and specifically the Midwest coming in, and that environment matters.
Absolutely.
I mean, that environment matters. College or high school recruits want to see great atmospheres. They want to see and be excited about the electricity in the stadium. And so, what we're doing is going to matter. That Arkansas game is going to matter. It's the last weekend we can host official visits. We got a couple of guys on flip watch, and so we need all of that.
Back after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
There's coverage, and then there's more coverage, and that's Bovalus Vista Once SQ. the most comprehensive respiratory vaccine covering more causes of BRD. It covers IBR, BVD types 1, 1B and 2, BRSV, PI3, Pasteurella multocida, and Mannheimia hemolytica. And as for BVD type 1B and Pasteurella, no other vaccine covers both. So don't wonder if you could have done more. Do it with Bovalus Vista Once SQ.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why our agents work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Isn't it time to check Shelter out? Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Continuing on Tiger Talk from Bud's Classic Barbecue here inside tonight. Weather a little chilly outside, so as we shift to November and shift to the fall, we move inside, and glad that you're with us. Gentile is now the apparel provider for Mizzou Sports Network. You can check out their new collection of Mizzou apparel available at gentileapparel.com or at Bingham's in downtown Columbia next time that you're in town for a game. Gentile Apparel is a proud partner of Mizzou Athletics. You can show your swagger with a Tiger checking card from Central Bank. It's the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. Eliah Drinkwitz is with us until the bottom of the hour. Jacob Peeler will be with us for a couple of segments, and then Josh Manning will help us close the show, the young man from Kansas City, Missouri. What are your thoughts on the type of season he's having here in year two?
Well, first off, did we announce that the bar's open?
Oh, we did not.
Wow,
Drinks on drink.
Man, let's go.
Drinks on drink.
Yeah.
That's on me. It's on me.
Come on.
Pardon my delay. I have to apologize to the peeps, but I think you can make up for ground loss.
Yeah, I think get after it. Double it up. No, Josh has been awesome. Josh has had a great season. I thought that third down, he had a big-time third down catch versus Auburn, and been very consistent for us, just embraces his role, and so does a lot on special teams. Great cover guy for us on special teams. Had a big return for us. So very, very pleased with his progress and development. And I know Jacob Peeler's done a tremendous job with him. And his best days are ahead of him. And so look forward to those guys continue to develop.
Why is it important for your best players to play on special teams?
Well, it's twofold. One, it's for their future. If they want to be the best they can be in the NFL, they have to play special teams. You're talking about a 47-man roster. Active on game day, and 3 of those guys are specialists, and 8 of them are O-linemen, 3 quarterbacks, and then you've got probably 5 D tackles. So everybody else has got to play special teams. It doesn't matter if you're a superstar or not. You got to be on special teams, and so to create value for yourself, that's important. And then 2, it's a matchup in this league. Everybody's got great players on the field at all times, and you cannot have a talent disadvantage in special teams. I mean, we're going to go against a tremendous punt returner this week. I mean, he's fearless, catches the ball, tries to return it all the time. You have to have your best guys out there.
Looked at a Detroit game just last week, so Ennis Rakestraw on special teams. I'm just curious, KD, Ennis Rakestraw, Javon Foster, Cody Schrader, have many conversations with those guys? Do you have a chance to do that during the season? Do they stay in contact with you?
Yeah, been visiting with all those guys. Obviously, D-Rob with the passing of his mom, and then still battling his calf injury, so trying to stay positive with him. Cody trying to stay positive with him as he's waiting on his opportunity, so it's been good to stay in touch with those guys. They've got their season going. We've got our season going. But yeah, we've been in touch, or whether it's me or Coach Pogue or Coach Smith. I tell you what's been really cool is seeing those guys take pictures with each other after games. That's been really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. The recruiting class of 25, obviously coming off a bye, you mentioned you had a chance to recruit a little bit. What does that week afford you the opportunity to do in terms of visits?
Yeah, we want to see, and I specifically want to go see as many of these kids as I can play live. And normally, we do a really good job at the first of the season. They helicopter around St. Louis and Kansas City. But then during the bye weeks, we go out to our out-of-state guys and make sure we got great eyes on them and try to fight off anybody that's trying to flip them. And so we were out. I mean, we were all over the place. We had a couple of guys in California looking at quarterbacks and other things, and it's just been really effective for us. One thing just to remind everybody, we don't we sign roughly 20 high school guys, and sometimes we don't get all the way up to the 20, and then we sign probably 12 to 10, 12, 14 transfers. And so now it's all right. Let's secure and hold on to the high school players that we need to get. There's still a few out there that we're trying to convince to come or maybe flip. And then it's preparing for the portal. It's going to happen fast in that month of December, and we're going to have to be prepared, with what we got to do in order to get, continue to build the roster.
Can you give us just an idea on how things have worked 1 year in to Missouri's new name, image, and likeness law? It's about 1 year in now. Give us an idea of how things have gone so far. Yeah,
I think it's been a really effective way for us to convince in-state players to stay home. It's also been a very effective way for us to utilize NIL in states that have make it legal for high school players to receive NIL, and so that's been a tool for us, tool in the toolbox. And now with the new revenue sharing model, it's going to be something that we've kind of already set the precedent and maybe even the bar on how that operates. And so, we're in a really advantageous position. Now, the challenge is we're not exactly sure how all the rules are going to shake out starting on April 1st, but we're working through it and appreciative of our administration, specifically our attorneys who are always trying to be helpful in what we're trying to accomplish.
It's Eliah Drinkwitz, and I'm Mike Kelly. Mizzou football proud to partner with the Missouri Credit Union and Hy-Vee in an effort to sack hunger in Missouri. For each Tiger sack during the 24 season, each partner donates $300 to the food bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. We're back to Bud's Classic Barbecue with the coach after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
At MediaCom, we believe no matter where you live or work, you should have access to fast, reliable internet. That's why we're one of the first in the nation to bring gig speeds to every customer we serve. Why we invest billions of dollars into our network. And it's why you can always count on MediaCom to deliver 99.99% network reliability. The fact is, it doesn't matter where you are. With MediaCom, you're always moving forward. Network reliability based on the 2022 MediaCom Executive Summary Outage Exception Report.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products, we've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
Tiger Talk is brought to you by Shelter Insurance. It's ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power in 6 of the last 7 years. We're your shield, we're your shelter. Eli Drinkwitz is alongside. Jacob Peeler will join us coming up in our next segment. We'll close the show with Joshua Manning. Tigers and an old friend, Oklahoma. Of course, Missouri and Oklahoma, a long history going back to the Big Six, the Big Eight, the Big 12, and now Oklahoma follows Mizzou and heads to the SEC. So they'll be in town coming up on Saturday, 6:45. As you look at Brent Venables' team, 1-4 in the SEC. They're 5-4, coming off of a big win against Maine at home. Just a thought on what jumps out when you watch them on video.
Well, I mean, I think it starts with their defense. They're very good on the defensive side of the ball. They've got some elite players at all 3 levels. I think their safeties are really good. Their linebackers are NFL guys, and then they've got some elite defensive linemen. They're an attacking style, make you earn every inch, aggressive in-your-face defense, which is always a challenge. Offensively, you can tell these last 2 games with the switch, they've kind of felt their rhythm. I think the quarterback, Jackson Arnold, is really getting comfortable within the scheme. He's able to run the football. They're utilizing his legs in the run game and the running backs, and then giving him some free access throws. So I think they're really they're kind of hitting their stride. You could tell that Maine game was just a confidence builder for them. That you could tell just the way they were playing that they've gotten confidence in who they are, which is a dangerous thing. And so for us coming off our disappointing performance and then them coming off the confidence, it's going to be a battle of who can start fast and who can kind of get their belief going early in the game. But they're a very talented, good football team. And it's going to take our best in order to have an opportunity.
I want to go back to their offensive approach because you mentioned the change. Fans may not be completely aware that they fired their offensive coordinator, Seth Luttrell, and they brought in the former Missouri assistant, former OU tight end, Joe John Finley, who was on staff. He's now their primary play caller. It appears they're getting a little bit more up-tempo with their approach.
Yeah, I think his approach is very similar to what Coach Levy and Coach Heupel run, which is what he was kind of in both of those systems for a while. And so I think that's his comfort level as a coordinator. They're utilizing some of the run schemes that maybe they had previously. But you can tell the tempo calls. You know, we went back in the bye week, which was awesome, and went back and watched basically the whole season of Oklahoma last year, and we can pick out, okay, these are the tempo calls. Yep, they're definitely doing that same thing. Yep, okay, yep, let's pull this. This is the play off of this to try to help us prepare for what could be next for them putting in plays. They're always adding a little bit. You know, last week they had the old Y pop in the red zone, which is a tough play. They've had a couple of trick plays that they've tried to run, and so it was good for us to go back and do some research and kind of try to be ahead.
How good is Danny Stutzman as a linebacker who was named today as one of the finalists for the Butkus Award? Or one of the semifinalists, I should say.
Yeah. He's a very talented player, knows exactly where the ball is going to be, physical at the point of contact, very difficult to block with the offensive lineman. He's a really good player.
As you look at Saturday, and again, the opportunity to finally have a night game at Faurot Field and one against an opponent that Missouri fans truly are familiar with. I think the challenge is okay, you've been there, you sold it out. How much more can you crank it up this week, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we got to have that electric environment. We can't let the weather interfere with our noise and energy level. And we're going to need it. We're going to need that energy level. Our fans, our players are going to feed off that. We've got to be an intimidating environment for the opponent. And when positive things go good for us, we got to really make it loud and keep the momentum going on our side.
It's great to see you. Have a good weekend.
Always
Let's go get a win.
M-I-Z.
ZOU. That's Eliah Drinkwitz, and I'm Mike Kelly. When we return from Bud Classic Barbecue, we'll sit down with Missouri's wide receivers coach, Jacob Peeler, on our Socket Fiber Assistant Coaches segment on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
There's coverage, and then there's more coverage. And that's Bovolus Vista Once SQ, the most comprehensive respiratory vaccine covering more causes of BRD. It covers IBR, BVD types 1, 1B and 2, BRSV, PI3, Pastorella multocida, and Mannheimia hemolytica. And as for BVD type 1B and Pastorella, no other vaccine covers both. So don't wonder if you could have done more. Do it with Bovolus Vista Once SQ.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank, strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Tigers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Tiger Pride, powered locally.
If you want an inside look at Mizzou basketball that you won't get anywhere else, you want the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast.
Josh, great. Just effort paired with your God-given abilities. So when you mesh those two together, it's a beautiful storm.
Grace Slaughter.
When I was young, I looked up to lots of Mizzou women's basketball players. So to actually be in that position I looked up to when I was younger is just super special.
Subscribe today to the Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Original content, plus replays of Tiger Talk and more. The Inside Mizzou Athletics podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance.
Back inside of Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia, across the street from the J School. Welcome back to Tiger Talk, not only on the Central Bank Tiger Network, but on Matrix Midwest. Tailgates for the 24 football season on sale at Revel XP. Set up your turnkey tailgate just steps away from Memorial Stadium. Spots filling up quickly. Give them a call, 573-355-9572. Visit revelxp.com for more information. Well, he is with us, the wide receiver coach at the University of Missouri, now in his third season with Coach Eliah Drinkwitz. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. Jacob Peeler. It's great to see you.
Great to see you, too.
Have 3 years flown by?
Yeah, honestly, it really has. It's been a great experience, and it really has. It's flown by. It's crazy to hear that it's been 3.
Just curious, and we were just talking about this off the air, so no surprise to you that this is coming. But, as football coaches, obviously there's a lot of demands on your time, particularly during the season. So that means that quality time with your family, when that is available, it becomes of a high premium, right? You had that opportunity this weekend after recruiting to come home to spend time with the kids. Tell us a little bit about that story, if you will.
Yeah, obviously bye week last week, practiced 3 days, got my first opportunity to partake in trick-or-treating. First time as a father. That was pretty fun. Got to experience that. Probably went a little bit long and gave them way too much candy, but wanted to take advantage of that opportunity and then hit the road, going recruiting, went out to the East Coast and took the earliest flight back on early Saturday morning, not a lot of sleep, and walked in the door, picked up breakfast, and kids were busy. They were fun. Got to be dad. Got to hang out with them for all day Saturday. Coach gave us the day, and man, it was awesome just to be able to be present with them and experience. Just my wife passing the torch a little bit.
How old are your children?
Oldest is 4. He'll turn 5 next month. And then boy-girl twins. They're about 3.5 at this point. So, all under 5.
Yeah, all under 5. And so, as the old guy in the room, right, this is the message, is that you get those kids and you wrap your hands and you interlock those fingers and you hold on for dear life over the next 10 years because it absolutely flies.
Yeah, what they say, the days are long, the years are short, right?
Yeah, no question about it. I'm just curious about the bye week from a work standpoint, just with your group of players at wide receiver. How did you try to approach things with them, during that week?
Yeah, first thing, obviously, trying to get back healthy. Some of those guys have played a lot of reps, and trying to get those guys back healthy that have played a lot of game reps, but also just self-scouting what we need to get better at, what we need to improve on. That was a big thing that we did, was just watch the things that we did well, but the things we didn't do as well.
So what are some of those areas that you need over the next 4 weeks to see your receivers improve in?
Yeah, obviously once you get to SEC play, right, the coverage gets tighter. Situational football, third downs, red zone, those are the difference makers. And just seeing how that we can improve in those situations really. And, again, like as I said, tighter coverage, man coverage, just – the tighter windows, the ball is going to be a little bit tighter, going to be a little bit closer. So just how we can attack that a little bit better.
We're going to get into individuals, and we're going to get a great chance to visit with Josh Manning coming up at about 7:50 here on the show. So I want to save some of the individual comments for the next segment. I want to talk a little bit more about Jacob Peeler, and you've answered this question for me before those in the audience or those watching. When did you fall in love with this sport?
Super early. I always tell people that, I'm not the son of a coach, but I might as well been. My dad's best friends growing up were my high school coaches. And so we were spending Thursday nights. I was there while they were painting the fields before there was turf. You had to paint the fields. You had to do the laundry Friday nights and Saturday mornings, and just was immersed in it from an early age, and just got an opportunity to learn the ins and outs. Never really thought I'd have the opportunity to be a college coach. I really thought I was going to be a high school coach, and that was what I set out to do in college, and just had the opportunity to work in junior college and work my way up as a grad assistant, and obviously had some people take some chances on me along the way.
When you get a chance to work with players, and obviously you get guys in your room, right, that are going to be coaches, that want to be coaches. So in terms of the pathway, the best path to maybe where you are, what would be your instruction to those individuals that want to pursue that lifestyle?
Yeah, number one, do more with less. That's the thing. From a time constraint and a financial part, like you're going to struggle. I remember going to Walmart and having to scrounge up money to buy deodorant at times. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Obviously, I was fortunate to have parents that sacrificed a lot for me. If I didn't have them, there's no way I would have been able to make it. Just again, you know that you're going to have to work late hours and early mornings and not a lot of sleep. And, it transitions, you hear it all the time, like a college football players, transition pretty well to life in general because of the time constraints and the time things that they have to do. And I think that's a big part of it, is just understanding that you're going to have to grind and you're going to have to work, and it's okay.
I want to dive into the offensive meeting room just a little bit to kind of give people, if you will, a little bit of a behind-the-scenes flair First of all, the number of different personalities in that room. How does it come together in terms of meeting and coming up to a consensus view on what direction you may go on an individual week?
Yeah, obviously it all starts, number one with Coach Drink, right? I mean, he's a brilliant offensive mind, and, he's always has, been involved in our process. And, obviously Kirby getting here last year and just the mesh. I mean, his personality, being very open. Again, I think that's the part of it that people don't understand. I mean, there is a lot of a lot of staff, and there's a lot of, people that have experienced good and bad. And so, it's open dialogue. I think that's what's so great about it is, everybody has a voice, and, everybody's willing to work together, and everybody's pushing in the same direction.
From a preparation standpoint, game Saturday against Oklahoma, when do you start looking at what possibly an offensive game plan could look like for that opponent? When do those first conversations begin?
Yeah, everything starts Sunday, right? We get in, kind of put the last game to bed, and immediately you start with the last game, right? What have they done most recent? And, for us, this week was a little unique, right? Because we had the bye. They still had another game to play. They play Maine, obviously, this last Saturday. So we were able to start immediately Sunday, and really just kind of start diving into base downs, base plays, things that you see, and then it starts to build to there throughout the rest of the week. But, obviously a bye week's always a little bit unique, just because you get a little bit extra time and you still have an extra game to scout.
How much time during the summer is spent on scouting potential, or the opponents? I shouldn't say potential because the doggone schedule. How much time is spent on that during the summer?
Yeah. Usually you kind of earmark 3 or 4 opponents, that that you're going to play that year. Obviously, early in the year, more so teams that you're going to play early, because you're going to get more opportunities and more games with the teams that you play later in the year, and especially with the teams that have coordinator changes or whatever it may be. But yeah, I mean, we always attack different teams. Obviously, I speak on like last year, K-State, right? They're a little bit significant in what they were doing defensively and how they played. And so we were able to, kind of get a jump start on those guys a little bit in the summer. And just, again, I think it's all depending on who you play early and, who has not had coordinator changes.
It's Jacob Peeler. I'm Mike Kelly. We'll continue from Bud's Classic Barbecue up next on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
It's game day, Tigers. Score a touchdown this fall with fast check-ins, short security lines, and nonstop flights on American Airlines from right here in Columbia. Whether you're traveling for the next big game or a quick getaway, Columbia Regional Airport gets you there easier and without the drive. Take the home field advantage to the skies at flycou.com. Columbia Regional Airport. There sooner, home faster.
The Club at Old Hawthorne is a terrific golf course with amazing practice facilities, which is why the Mizzou golf teams play here. Here's what you might not know. The Club at Old Hawthorne is a community with a welcoming environment that's a perfect fit for an active lifestyle. Golf, tennis, pickleball, swimming, and a fitness center with classes all at one club. The Club at Old Hawthorne. Visit oldhawthorne.com to learn more or schedule a tour. I'm Mike Kelly, the voice of the Missouri Tigers. How much do I love Old Hawthorne? I live here.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it. Times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
At Country Financial, we make insurance easy. Whether you're shopping for home, auto, or more, our representatives will take the time to understand your specific needs and explain what options work best for you. Worry less and feel more confident knowing you're covered. Visit countryfinancial.com to get started today. Experience more with Country Financial. Auto and home insurance policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Country Preferred Insurance Company, and Country Casualty Insurance Company, Bloomington, Illinois.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store is your official store of Mizzou Athletics. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Located at Faroe Field or at TigerTeamStore.com. It's black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Continuing on our Socket Fiber assistant coaches conversation with Jacob Peeler, I'm Mike Kelly. Here inside of Bud's Classic Barbecue on 9th Street in downtown Columbia, Joshua Manning will join us coming up in our next segment. Looking forward to getting a chance to introduce you to Josh as well. I want to go through, and when we do this each week with the coaches, because we see the guys that play on Saturday. We don't see the guys that are behind those that are in the lineup that are names that they're going to hear in the future. You signed a really good class this past year. They're two young men who came in, Courtney Crutchfield, young man from Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and also James Madison, the president. Just give us an idea how those two guys are doing in their first year being in your program.
Yeah, obviously both of those guys enrolled in the summer, so kind of got immersed and kind of got thrown into the fire a lot over the summer, which I thought they handled really well. Obviously it's always tough when you're hearing something for the first time in fall camp. And then, as the season's gone along, they just continue to progress. James is a long, athletic guy that can really run, has tremendous ball skills, and he's got a really bright future ahead of him. Obviously Courtney kind of was a jack of all trades. Really was curious to see once we got him on campus, because we kind of saw him as a tweener, could be a wideout, could be a slot. And, still, just the day-to-day work ethic that those guys bring, and just their ability to be coached and their willingness to want to be great. Honestly, they love to be, to hear what they need to get better at, and they're working at it every day.
Guy who's been in your program for several years, and fans may not know the name, but certainly plays on a number of different special teams, and is a guy that I think is probably consistent with you just in terms of personality and his practice habits. Logan Monkey, just tell us about what it means to have a guy, this Lee Summit native like Logan Monkey in your room.
Yeah, we have deemed him the bull. He is a bull in the ring. Again, another guy that super consistent, knows multiple positions. He's a special teams warrior. Just plays on multiple units, and just he's willing to. He kind of will do the dirty work, whether that's go in and block a linebacker or just anything that, no job too small, too big. I mean, he's just an essential team guy, team player. We talk about being uncommonly unselfish in our room, and he is definitely that.
How about Daniel Blood? Man,
love him to death, sitting over there drinking his cola. Hey, Daniel. No, just, again, super consistent. A guy that I tell my guys in my room all the time, Daniel came up unofficially in the recruiting process with his mom and dad, and I told him, I said, look, man, if I get one scholarship offer, have an opportunity, you're going to be my first call. I called him that day. I went and watched him practice, and being in Louisiana, close to New Orleans at Destrehan High School, it can be really hot. Yeah. And I went to a practice, and I told my room this. I just watch how guys interact. I watch how guys, are they the first in line at drills, or are they hanging out in the back? He was the first one in every drill. He had tremendous energy every single play. He didn't try to take himself out, and I knew that he was about the right stuff, and just super consistent every single day, and brings a lot of value in special teams as a returner. Obviously he's on multiple units that way too, and so excited about the future with him.
Makai Miller.
Man, he's our glue guy. Another guy that knows all four positions. Battled injury a little bit last year, and again, just a guy that in the moment always tends to, obviously Florida last year making the play in that moment. Earlier this year in Auburn, right, makes a little bit high catch, goes up and grabs it. Just super consistent, a guy that again holds our room together, glue guy.
Marquise Johnson.
Speedy, yeah. Marquise, unfortunately, has battled a little bit of injuries this year, and again, kind of burst on the scene as a true freshman, and had some of that, and adversity is great, right? It builds character along the way, and I thought he's had a great couple weeks, kind of getting back off of injury, and excited about the finish of the season with him.
What about Theo? Just again, here's a guy that, oh, by the way, we'll see some familiar faces this weekend, having transferred from Oklahoma just a year ago. Just what his experience and presence has meant to this group of wide receivers.
Yeah, obviously he's the leader, voted captain, leader of our room. He's a guy that just shows up every day and just super consistent. He's a guy that I really needed. I needed that presence a couple years ago, and I think I'll share that story. We met at a Starbucks, and I had about 3 questions for him, and he knocked all 3 out of the park, and he's held his end on every part of it. Again, he's a guy that I lean on probably too much at times. I think he plays 75 snaps versus Auburn, and I think on that 17-play drive, he didn't come out and never complains, just shows up to work every day, and obviously he's been great for our team and great for our room.
Jacob Peeler, Missouri's wide receivers coach, is with us. We'll hear from Joshua Manning coming up in our next segment. Luther Burden.
Luther, man, he just a dynamic talent, great with the ball, man, and just so proud of him. I know just everything that he's done, the journey we've been on together, and I'm excited to get an opportunity to watch him Saturday.
What about Joshua Manning?
Another guy, again, in the recruiting process. I'll let him share that story with you a little bit. Just ask him about the night, my vacation. Well, just ask him about.
I'm also going to ask him about somebody's reaction on video the night that you committed. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I can't forget that night. That was a great night.
How close did you get to the camera at that point in time?
Probably right in front of it. Threw a couple fist pumps in there, but no. Again, a kid that just every day shows up to work, super consistent. Again, played multiple sports in high school, and I told him from the moment that I offered him a scholarship, I said, "You're an SEC wide receiver. You better come play in the SEC." And he's shown that over his career.
Mookie Cooper,
another glue guy, man. Just love him to death. Every day consistent. Every day knows every position. Again, it doesn't matter if 4th and 1 and I got to put him in to play any of the 4 positions. He's going to know it. And, man, just, again, super consistent. Excited to see him make that big play. Wish he would have scored. I mean, he's right there. He was right there at the 1. But, man, what a great ball from Brady. What great protection from the O-line. But, man, it was great to see him get loose there.
Yeah, the one thing I think a lot of fans would love to see over the course of the next 4 weeks is, can we get Mookie into the end zone?
I'll tell you, a group of guys that would go crazy is our receiver room. We were all hoping on that play he was going to get in.
Great to see you. Good luck the rest of the way. Thanks for taking time.
Always.
That's Missouri's wide receivers coach Jacob Peeler, and I'm Mike Kelly. Joshua Manning up next as we round out things here tonight from Bud's Classic Barbecue and on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2024, Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Everyone has a community, a neighborhood, school, kids' teams, where you worship, work,
work out, or any other place or group where you choose to belong. Communities can provide support when you need it, and even when you don't know you do. Like when it comes to preventing underage drinking and other substance use. Community members can be your eyes and ears when you're not with your kids and alert you to signs of potential problems. Learn more at talktheyhearyou.samhsa.gov.
Kids ask their parents a lot of questions.
Why can't people fly?
Gravity.
Is the moon really made of cheese?
Yep, cream cheese.
When can I move into a big kid's car seat?
For some questions, parents may not have the answer, but that's okay. They can't know everything, but knowing the right seat for their age and size will help protect them in a car crash. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Where do babies come from?
Good luck, Dad. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, let Shelter take you to the zoo this season. Find an agent near you, shelterinsurance.com/Mizzou. They'll register you for a chance to win tickets to a home game this season. Partner with the Food Bank and the Tigers, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by MPEX. And by the way, next week's show will be from the Columns Club inside of Faroe Field. It's the annual Taste of the Tigers event. So that comes your way November the 12th, the Taste of the Tigers event to benefit the Food Bank for Central and Northeast Missouri. Well, we talked about him a lot in our last segment. He is a sophomore wide receiver from Lee Summit, Missouri. Where's number 0? Number 1 in your hearts, though. Joshua Manning. Good to see you, brother.
Yes, sir.
So we got to start with the recruiting story, right? And, initially things didn't look like you're going to become an old Tiger, and you might have interrupted somebody's vacation with some bad news. You take the story from there.
Yeah, so I texted Coach Pillar that I was going to go to another school. I guess it was on his vacation time, and apparently he doesn't get like a lot of days off. So I texted him because I was too scared to call him. And he was driving with his wife, and then I guess he was like heartbroken. So he had to pull over for a second. Then I think his wife took the wheel. And then at their dinner, he was on the phone with me. Me and him, Coach Drink, for like 2 hours. I'm sorry if he's still here. I'm sorry. I'm here now. So, I'm glad it worked out.
So your brother was here at the time?
Yes.
Okay. So for you, ultimately, what did it come down to? What was it about Missouri that made Joshua Manning want to be a Tiger?
Yeah, I feel like just staying home. That was very important to me. There's some people from Lee Summit, like Drew Locke, for example. He came through here, so I just feel like it was just like the right spot for me.
Lee Summit has kind of got its own little enclave, I think, with inside the locker room with a number of players from Lee Summit that are here.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a little bit about the pride maybe that a kid from Lee Summit, Missouri takes when you walk into the locker room, knowing that there's so many other guys that are from that city, not necessarily your high school, but from that city that play here.
Yes, sir. I felt like it made my transition as smooth as possible. Walking into the locker room, knowing a cool, I would say about 7 guys was from there. So
Is the recruiting process? Let me begin with this. How would, from your perspective, how would you describe your recruiting process? Because fans sometimes see it and they see the attention that is paid to players, and they may think because of the trips that it's all glory. It's all glorious. Legitimately, what is it like from a player's perspective?
I feel like it was a super stressful moment in my life. Just knowing that that decision it has a huge impact on the rest of my life, and very stressful. I definitely lost a lot of sleep over it.
Once you made the decision, how much comfort was there then in your life and in just your ability to kind of return to life as normal, if you will?
So the first time I committed, which was it was to the other school. I committed and I wasn't happy, and so then I called Drink, Coach Pillar, and So after that, I chose to come here, and it was just a huge stress reliever.
God only gives you a certain amount of time to play this great sport that you love, right? There's going to be a point in time when that's not in front of you anymore, not an option.
Yeah.
What is it that you'll lean upon then at that point in time to move forward, and what would you like to maybe do?
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea.
And you're young. That's a great answer.
Yeah. I'm so young. Yeah, so obviously I have no idea. I'm trying to find a job in finance right now, but yeah, I haven't really looked that far into it yet.
Finance. When did that become something that piqued your curiosity?
Yeah, I would say springtime. Yeah, I feel like I was. I feel like I made that decision. I feel like it's a pretty. I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Versatile degree.
Yeah. Absolutely is. Yeah, there's a variety of different things you can go. Business degree helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Things are a typical week for Joshua Manning.
Yeah.
What's that look like? And let's narrow it down to just a day in the life of Josh Manning, balancing school, balancing practice, and other things along the way. Take us through a typical day.
Yeah, so I probably wake up at around 6:20. I have weights at 7. That goes on for about 45 minutes, and then I take a shower and all that stuff, and then I have class at 9. So I have class at 9, and then I'll probably have tutoring. Right after that around 10. Yeah, so that's about like an hour. Then after that, I go back to the facility. I get lunch, get a rehab treatment. Then I have a specialty meeting at about 1:15. And then team meetings at 2. And then and then we have practice at 3:30. So.
I'm curious because no one gets to where you are, right, without help along the way, without influences in your life. Who are those special people that have touched you and allowed you to be where you are right now?
Yeah, definitely my mom and my dad, for sure. I feel like, without their guidance, I would definitely not be here. They're both so wise. My position coach back in high school was named Jermaine Saffel. He was a huge part of my life, too. He really helped. He definitely helped me as a player on the field. So, those 3.
When you look at the opportunity that's in front of your football team with 4 games to play, just a thought on the approach that has to be present each and every day at practice, knowing that there's so much still in front of you. Ranked number 24 in the first playoff poll.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Just win today. I feel like going 1-0 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And and then the game, so just taking it one day at a time and
Final question. The day belongs to you. There's nothing on the calendar. No football, no academics, no nothing. How are you going to spend it?
I'm definitely going to sleep in till about 9 or 10, then probably either hop on Netflix or hop on a game with
Favorite genre of movie?
I like drama.
Drama?
Yeah.
Favorite movie?
Okay, it's not going to be a drama movie. I like Avengers Infinity War.
There we go.
It was a perfect movie to me. So, yeah.
Joshua Manning, thank you so much for your time.
Yep.
Thank you for being a Missouri Tiger. And go get a win against Oklahoma this weekend.
Yes, sir.
That's the Lee Summit native, Joshua Manning. I'm Mike Kelly. Thanks for being with us tonight from Bud's Classic Barbecue. Our thanks to Jacob Peeler, also to head coach Eli Drinkwitz. Missouri and Oklahoma coming up 6:45. Our coverage begins at 4:30 on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.